Appreciate it.
This talk is on useful Astro-Accessories made from wood.
Yeah, I was on the other ships, both of them were aircraft carriers.
Okay.
Also a member of the Bristol Astronomy Club.
CBS 9.
He's mounted 30.
Aircraft carriers.
First of all, I wanted to make a short announcement too. Starfest will be held October 13th, 14th,
AM
15th.
65.
New moon's on the
Looks like
16th,
fixing
so
it.
we'll be much of the moon in the way.
Yeah, I followed them and browsed around in the mid.
One thing that we're doing as clubs, I'd like to mention too, and look through that, is that Raise Mountain Club is combining with ETSU Science and Physics and Astronomy Department, where I work as a adjunct faculty teaching labs occasionally. Go to the Great Fairgrounds, set up for hopefully thousands of people to see the transit. In coordination, the Bristol Astronomy Club is going to Bristol Motor Speedway. Get up on a big hill, and be showing the Venus transit from there. Hopefully we'll be able to see. Here's Paul, here's Bob.
That's okay, Josh. What do you have about?
You Lord help. Can I ask a question?
Does anybody here have a Mac?
Saul does, didn't he?
Well, Dr. G needs a Mac.
So we can hear Terry later.
I want to thank Lloyd and everyone else who helped put this thing on, especially the end. You guys check out. I mean, you just look around, you can see all the coordination and stuff they've done for us. It makes everything go so smooth. First off, I want to start this talk out by asking you a question on what your definition of phrase is. ATM, amateur telescope maker. Who wants to throw out a quick definition of what they think an ATM is? No, we got to say maybe.
Automatic teller machine.
Yeah, automated television. That's neat one time. The guy said, "You know where an ATM is?" I said, "I'm an ATM." He said, "Oh, no, money." Big as money. No, who is an amateur telescope maker here? I know Bob has been one.
Dr. K.
Years ago.
What's your definition of an amateur telescope maker?
Anybody that's brave enough to venture into a cold, dark room in the basement of a building and grind and breathe glass for days on end. And then try and come up with some mechanism to insert that piece of glass so that you can take advantage of what you hope is a curve that's good enough to focus the light to a point where you can make an image. I thank you.
And dedication and persistence.
Am I an ATM?
Oh yeah.
I never grabbed a piece of glass in my life.
You don't have to, you got all the parts.
What I'm trying to get at is an ATM, in just my opinion, is quite more liberal than your opinion. Anybody that makes anything is an Astro-Accessory. You make something. Take somebody that's starting out in astronomy, amateur astronomy, think of white flashlight, put some brown paper or a rubber band around it. He's just made something for useful in astronomy as an ATM. So I've kind of gone that route a lot over the years, made some wrong things. And the first thing you want to think about, originally, what got me on being an ATM was back in 1980 when we formed the Amazing Astronomy Club. I had to have a telescope. And remember the days, back a long time ago with the little small telescopes and all the catalogs. I was thinking, I might get a 4-inch, I might get a 6-inch, but I can't afford a new one. So I started calling around. First place I thought was Amazing Mountain Park and talking to Mike Cheston. So I've got a scope for sale. Okay, but how big is it? So it's an 8-inch. That's too big. He told me the price. I said, well, that's pretty good. So I went over to see it, and it was a really nice 8-inch f6 2-eye-pieces, finder scope, no mount. He said, I'm keeping the mount, put a clock right on it, I've got a 6-inch one put on it, probably do commercial photography. Well, I've done enough research to know how much a mount would cost in those days, for a mount for an 8-inch f6 telescope. So I said, no, I can't buy the scope, I can't afford the mount. We have this little book called Sam Brown, all about telescopes. Most of them probably seen, most of them have a copy, I put 3 copies. And other copy of the pages on the equatorial pipe mount. I'm like, I can put together a few pieces of pipe. And so, when I worked at Sears, they had a leftover bench grinder stand, 4-legged metal. So I just got me a piece of wood, put it in the middle, and put this pipe mount, and a wooden crate for it, across it, bolted it all together. Weighed about 100 pounds. Outside the yard, had 4 legs instead of 3. That's why I found out why a tripod is called a tripod. But it worked, and it worked. I made some parts by myself. I didn't have a lot of tools. I decided I'm gonna start making some more stuff, get more involved. So, in your telescope maker, you work mostly in 3 different areas. You work in metal, use aluminum, John Peters out here. You should see the stuff he does. He got an observatory is almost finished. It's made from scratch. And hopefully next year we'll make it a presentation. Plastic or PVC? PVC pipe is an amateur telescope maker's main material sometime. Or wood. People tend to gravitate either toward wood or metal. It's easy. Everybody uses PVC. Well, but you got to have power tools or some kind of tools to work with wood. You can take a piece of flume stone and grind out a piece of wood. That's a lot of work. You use a hand saw, you use a hand drill. That's a lot of work. Make it simple if you have a power saw or a power drill. Those are basic tools for a lot of stuff with those 2 tools. I'm kind of fortunate over here as I built my shop up where I've got a pretty thorough shop put together, including a drill press and a table saw and some other things. The reason I did that was because about 20 years ago I got into making these things here. Wooden binocular lenses. They sell them metal binocular lenses. Wood absorbing vibrations smaller than wood binocular lenses. They work just a little better, I think. Over the years, I think I've made about 150 of those things or more. Perhaps more than anyone else. Now, I didn't have the money to buy I bought myself a Christmas present every year. One year turns on, next year's a girl craft, next year's planer, next year I'll get this about 1/5 the size of this room, just chock full of stuff. Works real good, makes a lot of noise, makes a lot of sawdust, so he didn't have to buy the air cleaner. After I buy all my stuff from my shop and get right off the ground again, one of the people working for me comes and says, my next door neighbor's grandfather died. He's got this whole, barn full of woodworking tools and like meat is big, but they run great. He doesn't want the $150 stand on. But that's a source. I mean, that's kind of a gruesome source, but that's a good source. We've got a woodworker's store, Woodworks, nearby. I was over there the other day. They have a bulletin board up there, listed 50 ads for used planers, drill press, saws, all kinds of stuff.
What was it?
It's called a Woodwork Store. It's a chain.
Woodcraft.
Catered to Woodcraft. I'm sorry.
Woodcraft.
They cater to woodworkers. And as a side, this pin turning thing is unreal. But Trading Post or little newspapers, the different names for them in different areas can have some pretty good buys. Best buys are garage sales, yard sales. I mean, if you can stumble on, I was at a garage sale last year. The guy was moving, his family was moving out. Got an 8-inch craftsman table saw, the little guy. Which had a stand, everything, rip fence, lighter gauge. And he had one of these 2-piece aluminum things you put together that you can clamp to a mold and take a handheld circuit saw and cut down. Got both of them for $22. The blade on that saw was worth about $15, $16, almost brand new. I thought one of those small saws, the big saw was convenience, working with something big and just want to cut this off and reset up the big saw with the small saw. Table saw, your friend, they will hurt you like nothing else. Matter of fact, I've been lucky. I've only been hurt one time with a table saw. And the piece got kicked back right here, and the police boss had a rouge. There you go. Dave Johnson, a good friend of mine, used to be an amateur musician and an amateur guitarist. He was pretty good at both of those, among other things he did. And got a piece too thin, and the hand gets flipped, and the 2 fingers are just about gone. They sing them, barely, but he don't do the 2 hobbies.
Jewish hospital sold that too.
A drill press hurts you too. That's hurt me more than anything. Get a drill press, a big bit, something that don't clamp. I've got a habit of not clamping, and that's not a good habit to get into. So, what can you make with your basic tools? You can make, I like recycle things. I think that's part of being a thing. Hammer got old, decrepit, started rotting out, and I'll throw it away. What I got for my birthday years ago. Somebody that's very ugly.
Kids say.
No, it's observant.
Observant.
Just observant. Very ugly, didn't even try to finish it. Folds up. I have made in the past a few nice looking observant chairs. And these work real good too. This is the one I made the top of the back. or similar one that comes back years ago. Close up, you know. And there's a more trouble next time like this, but it does work good, it makes you feel good when you do it. We got some specialty things though. We're talking about the basics. We got here I call this my kid's scope. A little 4-inch refractor goes in this thing. It's F4, real short. We'll have it out there tonight. We have any kids out there. The frames of Clevey is really good at 18 power, the light field eyepiece. Just a low power instrument. There's real simple out Desmond. When I set this up at Days Mountain, I let the kids just stuff all over if they want to. It turns out the parents like looking through it too because it's almost like a big binocular. Yeah.
Did you come up with the leg spreaders on that?
No. Coggin. A guy named Coggin in an old telescope making magazine, amateur telescope making, did this thing. So I call it the Coggin
That's
telescope.
a cool idea.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
You don't need a tray underneath, you know, to put stuff on. And this thing is much sturdier than you imagine. Much
Is it plywood?
No, this is just cheap burn strips.
No,
This is
Wedges.
8-inch ply,
Okay.
then layered ply. Here, you look at it. Don't you look interested in that thing? Pass around a little bit. Doesn't weigh anything. That's a pretty dirty tripod. Not too hard to make. Now, let's see what else we can do. I have an order here. I want to go. Cases. You can make cases. And I've made some really nice looking cases. You need something that's simple. Recycled plywood. Already been painted before, 1/2 inch. We've got 2 little thumb screws that screw in the metal insert. Don't worry about buying hinges or latches. I did all that. And that's a little 4-chip wood that's in there. It's just made just to fit this. It's rugged. I'll just spin on a couple hours. I didn't make this piece. This is Walmart. And let's see. What are some other smaller things you can make? If you do make telescopes, especially on small refractors like I get around the assembly, I didn't say make, but I'll try to glass. Little tripod blocks, pretty easy to make. You make rings for small fiber scopes out of wood using a drill press. For the same thing. You need a hole saw for your drill press for that. You can make, how about an observing thing? Sit down on the table. The observing table. Change angle. Yep. Little small 12-volt rechargeable battery inside. Goes up on the nice and compact. Put enough weight to keep itself in place. I lost my lens cap one day. It's off a 80mm refractor. Like Bill was saying, black, lose them, can't ever find them. Whole song. Got me run out for one light slides out inside the decap. So it's slightly tapered, so it won't go all the way down and touch the lens. Things like that look pretty easy. How about
I love it.
this was in astronomy technology today about a year and a half ago, if you remember. A lot of people have these surveyor tripods. They can come out at a certain angle, and they one that measures the same way. Got to the tripod made, turn around using it as a clamp, 2-inch and 4 pieces, over this started. A lot easier than trying to build a tripod. But you can build a tripod pretty easily. This one is for one of my scopes. It looks like it's upside down, but it's not. There's a block that pivots on the tripod leg, and a big handoff thing goes through here. Clamps, and you put this up here, and this rock solid. By the way, this circle of wood, this piece of wood is going into the mini dial I've got, both cut the same way. I know my Kisper knows how I did it, but I don't know why else. I know John Peter was a Brandon job, but you never worked for. Both these are covered table saw. Take a piece of wood, lay it next to your blade, punch a hole through this, put it down there, the radius, the blade, lower the blade, raise it up, we're just touching it, spin it slowly behind, making revolution, raise it a little more, go around. It's better, it's good or a better one than you have a router outside like the router's scared. Maybe it's all, I'm scared enough of them. Careful, the router's just different, there's so much noise, 27,000 RPM. Couple more things. You're really limited to your imagination. Dovetails. Y'all ever go buy a dovetail for your telescope? Either male or female. They're not real cheap. And they're always too long or too short, so you can make your own dovetails. Load them from the hardware store. Drill and tab. It's not all screws in places. Let's keep that in there. Just as good as what you buy, maybe better. I've seen those things with commercial sales sometimes.
Where do you get all the small parts?
This is like all small parts. On Ivy Lakes, Florida, they've got more stuff. They got nylon screws, nuts, all kinds of fasteners and nylon, but they're not expensive. They got hard to find stuff. And you can't find them locally. Lowe's usually has a good supply of those. I use small parts, ink.
I get the impression you made this up.
No, I didn't. But you can also make nail dovetails out of rubber. And I usually almost never rid of the body. But this is 15-degree angle in the table saw. Put your teeth in there or whatever, so you can just swap stuff in and out of that. This is tougher than the better. There's a little, press a little bit, give, and grab a hold to tighten screw. It's really good. No, it's tight, but nothing a little bit of time. Make a telescope out of wood. I don't know what an airplane used to look like this, but no, have you seen the book, Richard Berry's How to Build a Telescope, about 25 years old? There's a 6-inch F-15 refractor. I've got a 70mm F-13 lens I'll put on this. It's going to be a half-size version of that. Don't like it for everything. Just for grid, it'll be all painted up and everything. They'll probably go some kid somewhere, you know. But a lot of fun to make things like that. Specialty fasteners. Do very much woodworking and you don't know about these, you're doing yourself just there's a lot of different specialty fasteners. One I tend to find the most useful. Steel T-nut. Put that piece of wood. And you get steel threads and wood. And threaded inserts. With this, you can make your own custom knobs. All kinds. And they'll last better than the plastic that you get on most of the last thing, because we're not running late, we'll give Bob plenty of time. The last thing we'll cover is the most unusual telescope I've ever made in my life. The combined technologies from the firearms world and optics. Come up with spit Cassegrain. Spit Russian Cassegrain. We'll break the tail rails. All these different optics in there. It's really good. Got a lot of recoil, that's the only problem. You don't get bothered by the fossil coming out there in the middle of the night.
You can't carry that on campus, can you?
Not unless it's concealed. So anyway, that's about it. I hope you have a little fun there. If there are any questions, I'll be around, of course. I don't want to take up too much of Bob's time here. So, thank you very much.